Hey, welcome back to the 34 Guitar Shop. We're starting episode 2. We got quite a bit done in the first episode. Wanted to go over a few things. Some of it I already kind of did off camera, but I thought we'll show it to you, but I thought I'd explain it a little bit more. So we had this one large neck blank, and we've taken it and split it down the middle. So now we have 2 neck blanks, and we're going to do a scarf joint, which this is my little scarf joint jig. This track runs in the track on the bandsaw. You put the neck in here, clamp it, and the saw blade just runs right down here. This imposes a 10-degree headstock angle. So when you get done, you have this offcut piece, and you can kind of vary where you start this depending on which way you're going to do the scarf joint. Most of the time I do, this one's too short, but because we went a different way. Normally I do it this way, where, you know, after you cut it off, you flip it over like that, and this should be just a little bit longer, and that would be your headstock. Well, actually, no, it goes like that. And that's your new 10-degree headstock, and the glue joint goes in the headstock, and I normally kind of do a veneer front and back, and you can just barely even tell that there is a glue joint if you even have one. But this one is going to be a little bit different. So I did the scarf joint there. We're going to do a little decorative piece in the middle of the scarf joint, and then we're going to do a solid piece of mahogany for the headstock. That gives you your 10-degree break angle for your headstock, so that way you don't need string trees or anything like that. Get a nice break angle. We're ready to glue up this headstock. We've got the neck blank clamped to the bench. Made a couple of indexing holes. So hopefully we can line everything back up as we go. A little bit of glue. I did leave all this headstock angle just a little bit proud of the surface of the neck, that where the fretboard will go, just so that this part, when it gets glued on, will be pretty easy to level back again. Just a little sanding up on this end should bring it level with the rest of the neck surface for a good clean fretboard glue up. Good squeeze out of there. And I think we're good to go. All right, welcome back. I think we're still in episode 2, and we're working on the neck blank. Episode 1 just dropped a day or so ago, and I've already had some really great comments so far. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching the episode, and for all your nice comments. Really appreciate it. At this point, the next order of operations we're going to do, I got this piece of mahogany glued up, and so now we have our headstock angle. This is about 10 degrees, maybe just a hair bit over, and we've got our little decorative piece in the scarf joint. This is the olive wood. Ran this over the joiner just to take like a little skim coat, and then we sanded this very nice and flat so that when we go to mount the fretboard, it'll be a really good glue seam there. Just a little hint what I like to do. This is a chunk of, I don't even know, marble or granite, one of the two. That was an offcut from one of the countertop places, and a lot of times our local restore will get these, and they're just little offcuts, but they're honed very flat and true, and the sticky sandpaper works really well with those. Put a couple pieces on there, and you can sand this nice and flat. Works really well. Today we're gonna open the super secret router table, which is back here underneath the bench, and we're gonna do the truss rod channel for the spoke wheel truss rod, and then also the carbon fiber reinforcement strips. We'll route those channels right next to the truss rod, and I'll kind of show you how that works. I'll probably breeze over that fairly quickly, just because I actually do have a video of my whole procedure on that I filmed last year before I really made a go at YouTube. The only difference would be on the other one, I did not have headstock wings yet on the blank that I was using, and so when I run it on the fence, it's just a straight neck blank, which is going to cause a little bit of issues with this one. But what we're going to do is super glue and masking tape a nice straight piece of wood that's a little bit wider than the headstock here, and then run it up against the fence on the router table. It's a nice straight line to get your truss rod channel nice and straight and in the center line. I'll get it set up and I'll show you how that works. Thanks. All right, here we are at the router table. mostly set up to do our truss rod channel. I've got a fence set up here that now that we got a straight edge without the headstock in the way for this, you can just run it right along this fence. I'm sure you've seen this kind of setup before, but take a piece of tape that's just outside of where we're going to route and mark some lines. Take a square, make sure that your furthest edges of the cutter are perpendicular like this. Mark a line here, and then flip it over to the other side, mark a line here, and that's the front edge and the back edge of where the router bit is going to cut, and you make corresponding lines to where you want the truss rod to be routed to, which we've got it towards the end, and this will be probably right around the first fret or so. But you just line up the front mark, drop it down on there, route it till we get to the end mark, and then lift it up. Pretty simple operation. I've made a whole video about it if you guys want to watch it, but that's the down and dirty of it. Okay, we got the 1/4 inch channel all routed. Still need to, this nut part gets a little bit wider through here. So we're going to go to a 3/8 inch bit that'll take that out a little bit wider right here. And then we'll do the spoke wheel after that. And I'll show you the little jig that I have for that. So we're just going to take probably that much out of the end of this. Okay, next up we're doing the carbon fiber rod channel. These are about a 1/8 inch by 1/4 inch. So we've got this 1/8 inch white side spiral up cut bit. It's got a 1/8 inch cutting diameter. We moved the fence over, so we're going just on the other side of the truss rod channel. It'd be over in here, and we'll route that about 6 millimeters deep. All right, here's my jig for the spoke wheel to go into the end of the guitar neck. You can see the outline of where the guitar neck goes. I've got that line right there marked for the depth of where I want the truss rod spoke wheel to go, how far up into. We just flush trim around the inside of this, and it will make the circular little pattern for the spoke wheel truss rod. I'll show you how we do that. Okay, we finished routing for the spoke wheel.